Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video today on Conservation Pack DLC release day. And obviously not just the DLC, but we do have the new update 1.10. As I said in the video that I released earlier today, which was a brand new episode of Tropical Wings, I'll link it above for you, my friends, in case you've not seen it yet. I was given the DLC a little early, gifted it by the beautiful and wonderful devs at Frontier, and I thought not only would I showcase one of the animals in a new habitat of Tropical Wings, but I would also showcase the majority of the new pieces that we got. Not only did we get some new foliage, but we got construction facilities and a few more little things that the animals are going to use, you know, in their habitats. And I just thought I'd do a very quick sort of deep dive and show you all of the stuff that you're going to get with this DLC. I think this is probably a really good thing for people that are thinking about it, but they're not quite sure, because then you're going to get to see exactly what you're going to get should you wish to add the Conservation Pack DLC to your Planet Zoo catalogue, basically. Now, I think there's some really wonderful items that have been added this time around. Some very much needed backstage pieces and props. I think they're amazing, and the fact that we now have all of the shops in a counter style is top notch. So let's jump in and take a look at what we've got. Now, I've tried to separate it, gang, the best way possible, because some of the pieces are a little larger. Some you need to be on paths and all this sort of stuff, and the foliage, obviously, is very large. So let's just take a very, very quick look at this new DLC and update and what we're getting. So I believe this is more part of the update, the counter shops, and these new interactive kind of animal notices and stuff. Now, I have been doing a little bit of experimenting, and I believe if you do the sunken path trick, so there's a trick that you can do where you can tick one of the boxes in the settings that enables you to go under the map, and so you can actually sink a piece of path below ground level, and you can actually add those to that piece of path underneath, and then as long as it's above, you can make a custom one above, and the guests will interact with the one that's on top. I believe it was just Goran that did a tutorial on this some time ago, but if you go to his channel, he does a tutorial on it. If that sounds confusing, it's really, really not, and it's a great trick for being able to use these items and, you know, be able to do your own, basically, because these are not going to be to everyone's taste. The style's very unique, but they are an amazing piece, and I love the fact that, that, you know, there's some really cool interaction with them. But yeah, first and foremost, we have now got a complete set of the shops in a stall form. My particular favourite is the information pack as a stall form. I love that. I love the fact we've got this little giraffe holder for the leaflets and whatnot. But you've got all of them. You've got your balloons, your gifts, your hats, and then basically finished off all of the shops. So the majority of the drink stalls. You've got your pizza. You've got your Mexican one, I believe. Your chips. Yeah, there's no tacos in here, which, I don't know, I'm a little confused because everything else has got their box full up, but that one hasn't. But you got your donuts as well. So yeah, absolutely amazing. I think that that's something we've all wanted for a while, isn't it? Basically, to complete those stalls. It means that we don't have to run a mod anymore, which is amazing as well, because the box the shop mod was having to be run, particularly my projects, because, you know, I like to make the shops myself. But yeah, that's one less thing to worry about crashing your game, because it's well documented that that used to crash my game a fair amount. So these are the new interactive stations, basically. It's only the kids that can interact with these, which I do think is a little bit of a shame, because, you know, adults will interact as well, especially if they're there with kids, because it's a good way to kind of do things together. But this is kind of like a poor comparison thing at the bottom here. This one's a sound one, which is really, really cool. We've then got a gorilla you know, measuring item, and then a giraffe measuring item. And the reason I mentioned being able to sink them below ground is because there are some other animals that you might want to do with this sort of thing. I've been to plenty of zoos where you can compare your hand to the size of a polar bear's paw, or you can compare yourself to the size of a polar bear or a grizzly or whatnot. You know, SeaWorld jumps out at me when I went there, and yeah, they had lots of interactive stuff with regards to their polar bears. So I think it'll be cool if you can do that trick trick, and I implore you to go over to Just Goran's channel and watch that video. These are the new benches and the new picnic benches, and the new bins that you get as an inclusion in this DLC. They are all recolorable. I actually used these in the latest video, especially these benches. I'm probably going to use these a lot because they've got a real British zoo vibe about them. They really have, especially when you get a really nice kind of like dark wooden tone. I should mention all of these items back here are recolorable, gang. So if you did want to not those two, these two are recolorable. So if you did want to change this up, you know, into whatever colour you want, and then there are some nice cool little designs on the edge when you do kind of change those colours up. But these are recolorable as well. Unfortunately, those two items are not. So let's move across. All of this stuff, by the way, I should have said, all of this stuff you can find under the facilities tab. Okay, so that's all the stuff that comes under that. We now move on to the majority of the stuff that you're going to find in your constructions tab. And these are a bunch of the new items that have been included in the DLC, in particular, I do believe. So we got a bunch of new signage. Obviously, we've got the leopard, we've got our axolotl, some little bees. I think these are really cute. I absolutely love these. Some ladybirds, obviously the new horse, the gibbon, nice signs for them, and then the oryx as well. Got a couple of little sunflower decals as well. I think they're really nice. And then we've got our vents that have been included. For me, they're a little on the large side, but that's just because I like to scale everything down slightly in the game, but that's just the way I play it at the end of the day. But they all kind of just combine, basically, especially if you've got snap to position on. You can see they will all snap on. These go on the end. They do look really nice, though, to be fair. I love the way this item in particular snaps on the end. And then you kind of get the natural dark kind of feel on the end of that, and you just have to rotate for this one. But yeah, really nice. I do like them. They're all recolorable as well, which I thought was a really nice touch. So if you did want to go darker, you can. It kind of takes away that metallic feel a little bit the darker you go, but I like the fact that they are recolorable. If we move along, next we've got like a bunch of new things like buckets and pots and boxes, which are really needed. They're going to make a lovely little addition to anyone that, like me, builds and they like to fill their backlot areas out and things. So we've got a really nice mix as well. We've got these nice plastic these are kind of like the stuff that the shopping turns up in, doesn't it? If you order it online, and might be just a British thing that, but we've got these little baskets here. We've got these boxes. I believe one of them's got bananas on. Yes, this one's got bananas on. This one's got apples on. I love these. It's really nice to have these because we've only ever had the orange boxes that were in the base game. We now got a little bit more stuff. This nice little kind of wooden wicker basket, for picking, your flowers and your fruits with. And then you've got a couple of buckets, which are really nice. All of these items, these two boxes are not, but all these items, not the wood as well, but these 4 items are all recolorable, which is really cool. And then we move along, and then we got some new plant pots, which I absolutely love. The orange ones, the more clay coloured ones, are not recolorable. They're kind of like your basic clay pots that you find, and then these green ones, these are recolorable, which I absolutely loved. I used these in the new cafe that I did in my latest video, and I've used them as wall plant holders basically, and they look amazing as those as well. And I've been really experimenting with them. You can layer them up and you can make bigger pots, and yeah, they're really cool. And then this is the mulch that goes inside said pot. Again, if you've got snap to item on, it will snap in there for you, so it's perfect and fits. This is kind of like a little plate that they sit on, but this can be used in a lot of really interesting ways. I actually think they will make a really cool piece if you flip them over the other way, because it's more flat on the bottom. I think they'll make a good stall covering if you're the sort of person that likes to create custom seating and whatnot. So they're really nice. As you can see, recolorable and non-recolorable. if we just move back, you're going to see this is a lot of props, basically, a lot of new items that I think we've needed for some time. Brushes, pitchforks, rakes, you know, shovels, really, really needed. I absolutely love them, and they've even supplied us with a bracket that each of these can sit on, basically, so it can all be aligned and they can sit on them. This bracket as well, I think is going to have some really, really good uses. You know, when you're really trying to get creative, I think it's going to be a really good item. That we got a new wheelbarrow. Absolutely love this one. It's far better than the one we got in the base game, which was more decorative, to be fair, anyway. But loving this. We've got this hose here, which is kind of on a bracket system, and then we've got this one that can just go on the wall. And then we've even just got a plain tap, which is, in my opinion, top notch. We're going to be able to create some real cool sinks and stuff now. I absolutely love that. And then we got a watering can. And then this here, I've kind of just represented all the separate pieces here, but they all snap together. And as you can see, you can make a nice kind of pull along cart, basically, which is a really, really nice item. I really like that as well. It's good to kind of have that and the wheelbarrow, because you can kind of change things up, can't you? So let's move along. Now we've got a few more items. This is more kind of aimed at your kind of garden aspect. We've got a few trellis items here at the bottom. You can see some new kind of vegetable patch items. We already had kind of oranges and apples and bananas in the base game, I do believe, but we've now got carrots, cabbages. I believe this is a marrow, yes, that's the one. Potato. This will be a pumpkin, because they come in 3 different sizes. And then this is the new Bug Hotel gang, which is a really nice item. If I'm being honest, it's a little on the large side for me, but I do think it's nice. And what's really nice about it is it's recolorable. So, you know, if you wanted to go with a darker tone, you can do. It's really, really nice, that. I actually think that's a lovely looking item, and I really love the way the roof is cladded there. It's kind of given me ideas, this little cladded roof, for maybe producing something a bit different in a project at some point. We now move over to the next little bit. This is the new guttering. I really, really like this. This curved guttering like this is closer to the style we get in the UK. So I think it's a really nice addition. Am I going to go around the whole zoo and replace all the guttering? No, I'm not. But I think what I am going to do is use this gutter style for the Highland Zoo project when I start doing that again, because I really, really like this style. There's loads of lovely little pieces as well, which I think will come in handy. We've got this new little gutter, which is nice. Absolutely loving that. I think this can probably be used as just a little drain on its own, like around the zoo as well. You've got your water butt, which is a good thing to combine with some of this guttering as well, which is really nice. But yeah, top work on that. That's a really lovely looking piece. I've kept this bit separate because of what it's described as. Basically, it says conservation blinds slate. So essentially, I think you can just create some blinds. But this, I think if you was to combine this with metal, you could create some really cool blinds, like for windows and stuff. I'm not sure if it actually looks that great with these thick wooden pieces, but that's just me personally. But yeah, there's a little blind set there, which is quite nice. This is a nice piece because it saves you having to go in and angle all the pieces straight away. You can just kind of throw that in and away you go. We were supplied with this new kind of grass item. I think this is, you know, can be used however you want, to be fair, to get some like nicer grasses or whatnot. But you know, you could probably do this on roofs. What I want to show you is the underneath of this item as well, because it's got this lovely kind of wooden slate design on it, which I think is really, really nice. I think that could be a really, really nice kind of addition to some buildings and whatnot, should you want to use that. Yes, the wood is recolorable as well. I kind of had a feeling it was, gang. So yeah, the wood's recolorable. That's lovely. I should have said all of the guttering stuff is all recolorable, gang. Now we come to the new lights that have been provided in the game. These are the covers basically for this light. These are like little wicker covers which are really, really nice, I think. We've got this new little spotlight which is perfect for making indoor spotlights but can be used outdoors as well. This is the new kind of hanging light that's come in this pack with the little light holder at the bottom. I believe that's recolorable. Yes, it is. See, good an eye. I've been really, really looking basically. And then this is the new light that comes in the game, the more decorative light. That's what it looks like when it's all put together. Again, it is recolorable, gang. And the last item that I want to show you is the new skip that's been provided. That is going to be a beauty in my projects for the Backstage because I've got some skips and they're lots of pieces at the end of the day. So the amount of pieces that I'm going to reduce in my projects as a result of this bunch here, and this here is honestly, it's unrivaled. It's going to be really, really cool. I've noticed this video is quite long already, so I want to try and get through the rest. New statues at the back. I think they're really, really cool design. Love those. These are some new wooden kind of slate pieces that I guess you could use as walls or roofs or whatever you wanted, basically. These are all non-grid, this lot, which I think is really helpful, especially as someone who doesn't really build on the grid. They're all like non-grid, but they're kind of like slated pieces. Some have got like a nice little curve to them, but the majority are pretty straight. I'm not sure if they are. Yes, they are. They're recolorable. I wasn't sure on those. I hadn't checked. Then we move along. These are the new wall pieces, gang. That a lot of people were really obsessed with when the pictures were released, and this is what you're getting. They are described as 3D printed walls, which I find interesting, but I actually think they might be an interesting piece to use in cooperation with the faux rocks and trees and building up some like really cool kind of mudded walls. I actually think they might be a nice piece. All of those pieces at the back, they're your generic kind of gridded wall pieces that you get, and then these three at the front are the new kind of items that we get as a non-gridded piece now, with all of the wall pieces. So yeah, I won't go into those in too much detail. That's essentially the design that you're getting in the usual kind of walled designs, basically, gang. This piece here is the new climbing apparatus that our gibbons are going to use in the game. I'm hoping at a later date they will add the ability for the orangutans to use these as well, because we all know that orangutans will kind of like swing in the treetops more than they will kind of walk along branches and stuff, because they're a relatively heavy animal. So I'm hoping at a later date we're going to get some other primate species added. They are quite large. They are quite a large piece, I'm going to be honest with you. They're modular, so they do clip together, which is quite nice. Really, just let your creativity take you to the next level. Where this is concerned, it's a really cool thing to see the animals swinging about on them. I was watching other people's content, and I see the animals moving around, and it is really, really cool. So that's the new kind of enrichment item that we've got. And then we move on to the foliage, and I think I've managed to find all the foliage. The trouble that we've got with this, gang, is that the conservation pack, obviously lots is included, but then there are some bits that are included in the update, and so I've had to try and go in and pick the pieces out, and I hope I've done it. So these are all the new meadowed flowers. There's loads of different ones. This is like a grass. I wish I'd known about this one when I was doing my hab, because this is really nice and I'd like to go in and add some of that. These are the new daisies by the looks of things. They all come in like 3 different sizes, which is really, really nice. We've got some blue flowers here, the buttercups there, and some beautiful poppies over here. Then we've got these new bushes. This is a personal favourite of mine. This is honestly, this is going to get overused massively, because if you combine them and just build them and build them and build them, you can make some really lovely big bushes. And then you've got this item here. You've got your tomato plants, which are really nice. The sunflowers are a personal favourite of mine. I had them at my wedding, and they're my wife's favourite flower, so an absolute fave of mine. And then we've got a Korean. The Korean pine is this item here. It comes in 3 sizes. That's a really lovely dense looking tree, isn't it? Then we've got the fig trees, is this item here. Again, really love that. Next item on the thing is the Aqualaria tree. This one's very tall, isn't it? But yeah, they come in 3 sizes. And then I've added these guys at the back. These could have been in the game for a while, but I felt like they were new. You can all tell me if they are. But you got the Pingo tree there, and we've got the London plane tree. Not sure if they're new or not, but I felt like they were, so I felt the need to include them. And yeah, that is basically what you're getting for your money and your update, gang. I think it is a superb DLC just for the prop items that we can be used in the backlot area alone, and some of that foliage is absolutely beautiful. But we're done, my friends, for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's helpful to anyone that's thinking about buying this DLC. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and let me know what you've made of the DLC so far in the comment section below. I've not shown you the animals in this video because I am planning to do the animals over the course of the week. But my friends, I'm done and dusted. Stay safe, stay humble, and I will see you real soon.